everyone, this is Lori, the crafter in the mitten, and I decided to make some real postcards. What I mean by real postcards are ones that you can actually send in snail mail, and of course you can use these for junk journals. But it was actually a real challenge for me to make them because as someone who does mixed media or makes junk journals, it's really hard not to do all that layering like we so love to do. So I also turned this into a challenge, but watch this video further so you'll get the instructions on the challenge if you want to join me in this challenge. Anyway, I just want to go over briefly the ones that I have finished. I make a few of these on video with you, but I just wanted to go over them real quick to show you the ones that I finished, because I do talk about them. This particular one was made from a tag from, I bought a new dog bed. You can see it says pet bed. And I just covered it with cream colored copy paper. And of course I decorated it. It turned out really nice. And this one is just scrapbook paper. And I didn't do very much embellishing to it because this paper was already really pretty. I just put this little picture frame around, and then I put some of Tim Holtz's new foundry wax. I think this is color statue if I'm not mistaken. There's the back. And I made this little sewing theme one. And got some washi tape here, little fake stitches. I think it's cute. And this is the smallest that you can send in the post. Again, watch the video a little further. I'll give you the exact instructions or the measurements that we used. And here's another one, same size. And I did some more foundry wax on the sides. It looks just like, it's really shiny. And then I made this one. And this one was from some packaging, and I put down a book page and then put this cutout on here, a printable, It was real simple to do. And this is another sewing theme one. This one I actually did do some minor layering, but it's still smooth enough and flat enough to be sent in the real mail. And this was actually from some 6x6 paper, double-sided 6x6 paper, and I decided to put the printed side on the side where you can, put the address and your message. So I'd try that. And then finally, this one was some more packaging, and this one I did do some layering. I put a piece of book page down because it was packaging anyway. So to cover it up, it was the print was too vibrant, or the book print, the text. So I put some white gesso just to knock it back. And then this little card here is from Tim Holtz, and these are from the die cuts, those new die cuts I bought with greenery. So I die cutted those, and instead of using the foundry wax though, for this one I used Sizzix luster wax. And this is, I think, the rose gold, or they call it copper. They call it rose gold right here. So anyway, these are the ones I made. I hope you stick around and watch the rest of the video where I show you how to make these. And join my little challenge that I have going. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to get the reminders on when I post next. And go ahead and like it. All right, I'll talk to you in just a minute. I thought I would start a challenge. The challenge is going to be hashtag DIY snail mail postcards. So anyone who wants to join this challenge, it's an open challenge. I just ask if you make a video or post a picture on Instagram or whatever, just use that hashtag so I can look them up and see who I inspired. I think it'd be kind of fun. So anyway, I got inspired to make postcards, but postcards you could actually really send in the mail. I found these stamps, and I showed it on a haul, but these are postcard stamps. Tim Holtz ones, my goodness, my doggy hair sticking to it. There's a whole bunch of them. So I thought that got me thinking, like, why can't we make our own real postcards and send them? So I did a little bit of research and found out about real postcards. About when you actually send them in the mail, that is, what the standard is or what the rules are. So the rules aren't really strict. Now there are some guidelines, so I'm going to just go over these guidelines. I don't know if you can see them the writing very well. Okay, so the average size postcard is 4.21 by 5.47 inches. And I apologize, I didn't get that marked down in centimeters. And then a small postcard would be 3.5 by 5. And the large postcard would be 4.5 by 6. So really you can fall anywhere between these two measurements here. These are the sizes that would take the traditional postcard stamp at the post office. And then I did, like I said, I did a little bit of research. And here I found about if you're marketing, like if you're advertising. Some of them are 4 by 9, 5.5 by 8, 6 by 11. And then you got your 4 by 6, 5.5 by 8.5, 5 by 7, 6 by 9, 6 by 11, and 8.5 by 11. Now, I would imagine these would, with the exception of that 4 by 6, these would take extra postage, or you know how businesses, they get that bulk postage, but I don't really want to cover that because we're not making postcards to market them. We're just making postcards to send to friends or family. So I haven't sent a postcard in years, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to make some. And of course, any of them you make, if you don't want to send them, you can put them in your junk journal. And while I was doing some research and thinking about what I was going to make and coming up with ideas, it was actually more challenging than I imagined, because us that like to make junk journals, we like to embellish everything, go overboard sometimes. We like to layer. Well, it's really hard to layer if you need it flat, because these postcards, they do have a standard of thickness. What did I just do with my little booklet? I just placed it down again. How many of you do that? You have something in your hand and then you lay it down. But I believe it was like 7 mils by 11 mils. And I don't know, what's that mean? It's like thousandths of an inch thick. It's the thickness. But I think enough of us have had real postcards in our hands where we understand, you know, the feeling of a postcard thickness. Here's a box of postcards. These are traditional 4 by 6 postcards. And so I'm just pulling this out basically so you can get an idea of what a traditional size postcard, the traditional thickness. So you don't really want to go any thicker than that. So when you're layering, you got to watch it. You don't want to go thicker than that. And then you also don't want paper that's too thin. So, you know, that's the idea. And then this, you know, gives you an idea how you can do the back of your postcard. You can use a postcard stamp here, do some lines. Or you can do the postcard move in the middle and put a line down here. You know, so there's, I don't know if there's strict rules to that, but there's kind of standards. Like, you know, we've all kind of seen postcards before. So these are all vertical. There might be some horizontal cards in here. These are really cute. I got a really good deal on these at that outlet store that I talk about so often. Yeah, here's a landscape one that we're used to seeing. It looks like all of these are set up the same in the back. All right, so let's get going. I just wanted to kind of go over the like I said, not rules, like loose standards or standards. Okay, so I went through some of my scrapbook paper, my scraps actually, scrapbook paper, and this is the first one I made, and I put some shiny stuff there, and then I put a printable on here, and this printable is like real light cardstock. It's thicker than, you know, copy paper. And then I took this stamp here and put that across there, and I decided to put a line in the middle here, and I use this washi tape. I use this one right here, so it looks like it's thread, and it does look real, doesn't it? Pretty close to real. And this is a 3.5 by 5, so this is the smallest size. I was kind of surprised when I measured that out and cut it out, and I went, wow, really, we can go that small? I don't know if you can lay it down so you can kind of get a comparison, you know, you can kind of get a visual. So there's like 5-inch there. You can see through this shiny ruler. It's 5 by 1 that's not shiny. This one might be a little easier to see. Yeah. So you got your 5 And you got your 3.5. So yeah, I was shocked. Like I said, I was shocked. It was pretty tiny. So that's the smallest you would want to go. I'm going to set this to the side. Like I said, that was just a practice run. And then these are back here are 4x6s. So these would be the largest. I've got 4 of them here. See, there's your, oh goodness, I can't use that at all. Let me go to this one. There's your 6 inches. And the 4.5. It's tiny, teeny bit. Or 4.5, but I don't think that would matter. All right, so embellishing these. Like I said, this was a challenge for me. So I'm going to try to embellish some here and see what y'all think. Oh, and I went through some 6x6 scrapbook paper, and it's pretty thick, so that would pass for a postcard. And it came from this paper pack. This is a We Are Memories Keeper. These are really pretty, but see how they got printed in a solid. Print solid in each of them. But this one that I have pulled out here, oops, this was the solid end. And of course that was the printed end. And of course, putting this on here would be hard to see. But I thought, I don't see why we couldn't try making a postcard with the printed, where you'd write the address in that, as long as it's legible. So I thought that would be kind of interesting to try. And then I have some, of course this is going to be for junk journals because it's going to be too thick, but that's the thickness of postcard. But this is, I bought a new blanket, a couple blankets actually, and this is the cut off in the packaging. Each blanket came with this, and there's an extra edge, and then there's a hole here because they wrap ribbon around it to keep it all together. So I trimmed that off, and so this is what I was able to get out of it. I was able to get a 3 3/4 by 6. It was almost 4 by 6, and then I got a 3.5 by 5, a small one out of it. So that's just ideas, you know, to use packaging that you have. This is free. And this was, I bought a doggy bed for my dog, and this is exactly 4 by 6. So that's the size of a postcard. So we could cover both sides of this. I suppose you could put paper that was thin, like copy paper on that. It would probably work, you know, if you really wanted to send it. But I just want to show you that idea. So I don't know if I'm going to get to that decorating those in this video, but I'm going to try to at least do a few of these for regular snail mail. So I was going through my stash of all the different ephemera I have. Oh my goodness, I have so much of it. It's unreal. And come up with some ideas. So the first scrap I actually cut was this one. And this paper here, all by itself, that would be a really pretty postcard, I think. Just exactly the way it is. Stamp the back of it, you know, with your postcard thing and all that. It's really pretty. I have a little bit of ephemera I thought would be cute with it, if I can find it. Oh, here we go. No, that's not it. Why is it when you get a video going, you lose everything that you had all lined up? This will give you the idea in a way. It's this little picture frame. You just catch one of these people on this postcard, and you just highlight this gentleman or this lady here. Or this one here has got 3 gentlemen that you could highlight. So anyway, that was an idea for that one. I suppose you could go with square. No. But I had a perfect fitting one. It was a circle. And of course, I can't find it right this second. But anyway, so let's get going to stamp the backs of these. So let's start that first. This is going to be right side up. And I picked this particular stamp only because I thought it would work good with the smaller postcards. Some of them are really elaborate. Like this, for example, or that. I think it's just going to, in this, I think it's just too much for a 3.5 or 3 1/4, whatever it was, measurement I gave you. I think it's just to be too much. So I just decided to use this one anyway. And you're going to want to use permanent ink. You don't want to use distress ink, the water-based one, because it rains sometimes. And how many times have you gotten wet mail? Well, it will run. So you're going to want to use permanent. So all I do is just place this at the top. Let that sit there for, a few seconds so the paper can absorb the ink. There you go. Isn't that nice? It's already looking like an official postcard. And then if you don't have washi tape, that really thin washi tape to put a line down the center, you can always take your ruler and a pencil, put that in the middle. I'm going to use this as the middle. And you can just draw a really fine line. And then you can take a permanent marker. Again, you're going to want to use permanent ink. And you can draw a line, like a little zigzag line or circles. Let me get my pen. I'll be back. Okay. You could use a fine pen like this. Draw a straight line. If you wanted to do something a little fancy. Yeah, doesn't matter, so you can, cut in the portions. And of course, this is going to be the side you address whomever you're sending this to, and this is going to be where you put your stamp and then your message. Over here. All right. So that's one. Like I said, I'm going to do the backs first. So that's one idea on that one. And then we're going to do similar step here. This one I might put some of this tape on, but I'm going to put a little stream of glue. I'm going to grab my ruler just so I can kind of eyeball a straight line. It isn't perfect. It doesn't need to be absolutely perfect. It is handmade. And if you're sending this to somebody, you kind of want them to feel like it's handmade anyway, right? There's a sense of going through the effort if they think you bought the postcard. And it looks like, it's been sewn. So I got that one a little off the center back. So I don't think it super duper matters. Okay, where's my postcard? Here they are. I'm going to try this one here, my idea about cutting one. Using this as the side that you write your message on. So let's cut that. This will be 4x6. There is an up and down to this, actually. And nice little scrap, pretty scrap. Just trying to eyeball where I think the center is. I think that will work. I'm sure the post office has seen wilder things than that before. We're saying it happens, they'll put it back in your mailbox and tell you they can't send it, right? And then you can just throw it in an envelope and send it off. It's kind of funny how, so we can't send this, but they know how to send it back to you. Like, well, if it's not sendable, not legible, then how would you know who to send it back to, right? Yeah, that's what I say too. Just some little thing to show the center of it. Hey, that's going to be an interesting one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some more of these, and I might cut this part out or fly through it, super speed, whatever, we'll see. All right. Now, if you don't have a postcard stamp, I don't know why you couldn't, if you had calligraphy skills, I don't see why you couldn't, use your calligraphy skills and write postcard up there. I mean, you could just write it real plain. I don't think there's like a really rule on that. I just think the word postcard needs to be on it. Got a little bit of ink there. Now, in the description, I will put the measurements of the postcards, and I'll put them in centimeters, in metric, whatever that it works out. So for those of you that are not in the United States, you'll know what size. Now, your country might have a different standard. I'm just going by the United States Postal Service, what their standard is. I'm thinking about changing it up just because. Let's see. Let's just go with a plainer one. Just, for the folks that maybe not have these cute little postcard stamps. They're so cute. This one can actually put this way. If you have dogs, but I do, and I keep getting dog hair on stuff. I hate that. And I don't know if any of you are like me, but my dogs are demanding. They think my world revolves around them, everything. They get everything their way. Doesn't matter how busy I am or what I'm doing. No. They gotta have my attention. Oops. Well, I messed that one up. Doggone it. So I'm trying to do these assembly line type where I'm going to do stamp postcard on all of them and then put my line down the center. And quite a few here. I don't think I'll be decorating every one of them here on camera, but I'm just kind of showing you the idea. So now I need to put the stripes down the center. This one, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to need my glue again. Just to, just differentiate. I didn't get this lined up exactly in the center. I think I'm going to take it right down between the S and the T. That kind of looks more center-ish to me. Oh, maybe I'll do it right there. I don't know. Close enough, I guess. I have some other thin washi tapes that would work, I think. Just dawned on me. Pull one of these. We have spring colors. This one's kind of springy. Let's try this. Yeah, that'll work. Right, so I'm gonna, again, I might be speeding this up. This is kind of neat in a way because this is messy and now this line looks messy. I think it kind of looks cute because it's messy, if that makes any sense. Grungy, messy, whatever. There's a teeny bit of tape on the edge. There we go. Now it hasn't got any. All right, so go ahead and finish these. That one. So I'm going to go ahead and start decorating the front of a card here, or postcard, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not putting that down tight because I want to actually glue that on there. Just wanted to see how long of a bead of glue I needed. Just gonna make it look like I don't know, like we actually sewed around the edges of this card. Kind of neat. There. And this is kind of like a sewing theme, so what do we think? I got some sewing theme ephemera. So let's see what would be cute. No, that's just too big. How about this little bird? He's carrying a spool of thread. He's cute, or she's cute, whatever. It's probably a boy because the boys are more colorful. Here's a red one. Blue or red. They're both cute. Gonna do the blue one. I'm gonna ink up the sides because this is kind of distressed looking, at least it is to me. And for this, I'm gonna use I think I'm going to use Vintage Photo. Again, this is going to be permanent ink. Because mail can sometimes get wet, even though we don't want it to. And we wouldn't want to use water soluble ink because everything can get mushy and blurry and it'd be a mess. Especially on the other side when you're side you address things. And I'm going to go ahead and ink up the sides of this. Now it's really challenging not to be able to layer like we normally do. I mean, to me, I'm finding that a challenge. Maybe you won't find that as a challenge, but I do. And it looks a little too clean, so I'm just going to kind of put some ink here and there just to kind of give it a worn look. And I'm going to put this little bird. I'm going to put him over here. I don't know if I have anything else I can put on there. Aha, I found that round, round little frame. Now a lot of this is, some of these things I have here is die cuts. I have a bunch of things I've cut from my dies, and I have, these are printables. I think this is from the Graphics Fairy. I have other printables that I've bought from people from Etsy. I have a variety, so I don't really know offhand where I'm pulling what from. But anyway, so I really don't have like links to leave for different things. I just using what I have. So this, that would get kind of lost, that color. That would be cute. I don't know if I can see. It's really hard not to layer like we want to. You know, I normally would be layering these all over the place. You know, sometimes less is more, right? Tell all the junk journalers, less is more. Yeah, right. I don't think any of us like to hear that because we like more is more. We like to get crazy with our embellishing in that. I think we're just wired a little different way than some people, but nothing wrong with that. I got some Tim Holtz ephemera in here. I don't know if any of that would go. I'm trying to find some really flat things here. I got a butterfly I'm poking around trying to get. See, I even have this. Yeah, you know, this is how we like to do things. I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. So it kind of looks like fabric in the background. Oops, there's another one. I don't know. I want to layer, but I want to keep it flat. I'm trying to be really mindful of it, and that's where I'm finding the challenge. I hope some of you join this challenge, and so I can see what you came up with. I always love to see what other people come up with, because believe me, I don't know everything at all, not even remotely. That might be cute, because it goes with it. I think that's what I'll do. Let me ink this bad boy up here. Just trying to knock some of that white back. Okay. Okay, so again, you're going to want to make sure that you get this glued down really well. So I'm going to make sure I get the edges. And I brought over a bone folder just to make sure this is, nothing is sticking up on the edges here. Because we don't want it catching on any of the machinery. I'm just putting a really thin bead of glue around the edges here with my Barely Arts glue with a fine tip. And some more in the center. Let's see this bird. Now if he's flying, that spool thread is going to be pretty horizontal, I think. So I just want that to be horizontal. Man, this polka dot paper, it kind of looks like fabric now that I distressed it a little bit and I'm looking at it really close up. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like, looks like fabric fibers. I don't know if you can tell that in the camera or not. So I'm running my finger over the edges just to make sure there's nothing up, then I'll be up to catch. That right there might catch. I'll just put a little teeny dot on the outside. There we go. What do you think? I think it's pretty cute. I mean, someone sent that to me in the mail. I think, oh, that's cute. How did they do that? So there's, so far we have 2 that are completed that we can send in the mail. And what do I do with the others? Where'd they go? Everything runs away. I've got way too much stuff out. I'll be right back. I have to clean this mess up. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I don't know if any of you get like that, but I'm going to put some things away that I don't need to have out at the moment. So I'll be back. Here's another thing that I pulled out, some stamps here. I thought these would be good to put down the center here. I forgot that I had to pull these out, so I'm going to do that here in just a second. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and ink this stamp. But it turns out pretty decent. I've never used it. Sometimes I find with these clear stamps that if you've never used them, get this, like, I don't know what they put on them, an oil or something, and it repels the ink. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. Shadow line. I'm not crazy about it, but it will work in a pinch. I think I got that line crooked. I did. Oh well. Oops. But if you have any kind of border stamps, you could use that as well. That's the whole reason I'm showing you this. I have these, you know, all these other borders. I thought about doing that one, which would be cute. I thought that would be too big for the postcards. So I just went with this one. Good enough for right now. And I just got ink all over my desk, the desk part of the desk. I'm going to have to clean that up here in a second. Oops. That one turned out the best, I think. But anyway, I don't know if you can tell, but my actual desk, you can see it right here. It's white, and it's like an enamel paint, and I don't really want to ruin it. And I think this will be permanent, so bear with me. I'll be back. I want to get some alcohol to clean that. All right, I'm back. I cleaned my desk with some alcohol, and it got almost all of it up. It's like a ghost of the stamp. I dropped the stamp right on there, so it has zigzags. In fact, when I went to pick it up, I dropped it again, so it was like 2 zigzag lines right next to each other. And the alcohol took up like 90% of it, but it's still a little stained. Oh well, it's going to be part of the character of this desk. I just don't want to like deliberately leave something messy on it. Okay, I'm back. I cleaned up some. So I got rid of some of that color that was just overwhelming me there for a moment. And I thought this picture of this honeybee or bumblebee looks more like a yellow jacket. Anyway, with these, I don't know if they're apple blossom, cherry blossoms, whatever, but they're really cute. It reminds me of the 30s and 40s type prints, which I really love that aesthetic. So I thought those would be really cute together. And then I have this die cut that I've showed before. It's got a little bit of, you know, shiny metallic gold. I thought that might be pretty to set that on top like that, keeping in mind that I can't do much layering. I got to keep, you know, the flatness in mind here. So I thought that would be cute. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adhere this one down. I think maybe I might want to ink that up a little. I do have some permanent inks right here. I'll put this back in here. I don't want that glue to dry out. Let me try one of these. I'm not sure what I took this from. I think that one. I'm not 100%. Or it might even be one of my distress inks. I think I'm going to try this one. And I think I just use one of these foams here just to make sure I'm not mixing permanent with distress. I might even just be able to do it from here directly. Let me try. Oh yeah, I'll just do it from here. This too, it knocks down that white edge. Of course, the average person wouldn't notice that probably, but as crafters, paper crafters especially, we see that stuff. Our eyes go right to it. It's really pretty on there. This color matches it perfectly. There, just gives it a little more finished feeling. I think a little bit more here. All right, so I'm gonna put that down. Again, I want to just keep this glue close to the edge as I can. Without it going over. I'll make sure I get this right. Set up. That's up. Flip it over. I'm going to put this in the center. Just a little bit there. These dots are making it handy to make sure I get a straight line. Bone folder again. I'm going to brayer this down. Make sure we don't have any edges that are poking out that could catch in machinery. I think we do. No. Then I thought this would be pretty to put here. I think that thickness would be okay if I was really going to send this, but I don't think I'd ever want to go any thicker than that. Oh, of course, you can put this in a junk journal too. Again, if you want to join the challenge, it's hashtag DIY snail mail postcards. That one turned out nice. We don't want to get too overboard. I gotta restrain. That's hard for me, restrain. I think that one turned out cute. I put the measurements on the back of each of these cards in case, you know, I needed to say, you know, this one is 3.5 by 5. This is one of the smaller ones, just like this one. So these two are small ones. And this would be the largest, 4 by 6. So I think I may do one more postcard here on the video here. At the moment, I'm saying one more. I might end up doing more. You know how that goes. I think when I grab this one, doesn't matter. This is what my idea was. Put that around there just to jazz this up, because this paper is pretty enough the way it is. I mean, you could really send that to somebody and they'll be like, wow, that's pretty. Because some of these papers we get are just gorgeous. So, you know, why not celebrate it and appreciate it? Because I know we want to put our spin on everything, but just a little spin, that's still our spin, right? So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up some, just to kind of get it to blend better. Again, this is permanent ink. If I can get the inside of that circle, it's going to be something to do. That'll work. I think I'll put it right around that gentleman there. He's kind of in the middle. These ladies are surrounding him. These two are gentlemen too, but you get the ladies here. Where this card is more gentleman than, you know, got a lady here, here, and here, but not a one that's not cut out, you know, missing something. And it's 3 men. Anyway, I chose this one anyway. I guess I should be really careful, make sure I get all these edges. I wasn't thinking. Why did I pick something with so many edges? Oh my gosh. A little good though. It's just one thing that I put on it. And I think because this paper is so busy in the first place, I think that's all that one would need. If you think it needs more, put it in the comments. What would you do different with this particular one? So we have that. We have these two. I like him. Thought that would be cute too. I don't see I'm making him another one. Another thing to go with this sewing theme. I think I need this other paper that I have. I think it's going to be too busy. Like, for example, this one. I guess it would work, but I don't know. I think it stands out a little bit better against this brown. Oh, I know what we were going to do. We were going to do this one, remember? I can't forget this one. Let me go back and let's decorate this one. That way I have this type done. It's a little too big. How about this? Happiness is handmade. Hootie the Hoot Owl. Oh, he's cute. He's really cute. There's that. And there's this. I'd have to really ink it up. But I think Hootie's cute. I mean, I could take and tear this off and put that stitching next to him. That would be cute. I think that's what I'll do. I think I will. And let's do that. Now I have a little bit of the edge because these are supposed to have the white edge when I fussy cut it. And I don't know if I want to be real fussy. Cut that off. Maybe. All right, so I cut that extra, like the cut line that was all around these. I cut that off because I just didn't like that. And I'm inking these up a little. I want them to look like they blend in with this background better. I want them to look not grungy, but more vintagey, because these are vintage like images. Really cute. These are from the Graphics Fairy. I think it's because it's a sewing theme. So I thought it'd be really cute to make a sewing journal. That's one journal that I have on my list that I want to make. I have a few. I have a sewing journal I want to make. One with daisies and denim. I think yellow and the blue would be pretty together. Oh my goodness. I've got a gardening one that I started a while back, just to document my own gardening in it. I've been wanting to start one. So anyway, that might be a project I'll do here in the summertime with everyone. Okay, I couldn't resist the layering. I just couldn't, because he just looked, I don't know, blah. So I thought, because this is just regular copy paper, so this is really thin. So I thought I'd put this back here, put him here, and then put that, I guess we'll go this way, this over here. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I'm trying to get all these edges really well, so they don't get cut up in any of the post office machinery. Now, I probably will never send these to anyone because I have a handful of friends that might appreciate this, but I'll probably end up using them in my junk journal. But I wanted to make them so you could send them to somebody. Well, maybe I will. I might send one to Sandy, my friend in North Carolina. Oh, no, 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 no. Come on, that's important. That's the tip of the needle. It's got to be there. Oh, my. Well, it's distressed. Very distressed. See? Look. Distressed. Okay. Let's run this out. I suppose you could use glue stick if you want to use a liquid glue. Unless you have a really strong glue stick. I was looking at my washi tape. I don't think it needs any. I was just thinking, well, I don't know. I wonder how this would look because it's a sewing theme. Maybe. We'll try it. Probably going a little overboard here. Like I said, it's really hard for those of us who like layering to not layer. I don't know if that's too white, so I think I have a little piece up here. I'm not going to put a hole in. I think just a little piece. Now, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Oh my, it's getting late. Okay, so I think that turned out cute. That's a cute postcard. And then back here, you could just, you know, write the address and your message here. Be perfect. And if you wanted to, you could always, I got a label here where you could write your own address in here, you know, your return address. Why not? So I guess I'll put that glue back on, actually on the washi tape itself. Now this washi tape, it might be strong enough and I might not even have to worry about it. This is, you know, a brand name. It's not a cheap generic washi, but I am going to do this anyway. Oh, that's cute. You can see right through that washi tape. Isn't that cute? And then you can just, you know, put your address, you know. I put LA in my address, blah, 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 Michigan. And then, of course, the person I'm sending that to. I think that's sweet. I think that turned out nice. I think my favorite one. Okay, so you've done 5 of them. All right, so I may do some more. I'll do those off camera. You've gotten the idea. Again, let's see what you come up with. I would love to see it. Leave the hashtag at the bottom, and I'll put the hashtag again in the description. And I am curious to see what you come up with. All right, everyone. I will see you again. This is Lori, the Crafter in the Mitten. Bye-bye.